Welcome aboard, trainers. I'm Professor Bohdi, and today, we're revisiting the Omnidex.
Professor, I'm getting new pins on brand new UVs I can show you now.
Trainers, last time, we saw Toasty unlock the potential of a device called the Omnitrix. Unlocking its DNA sequencer, Toasty was able to activate his Omnidex form, and thus became available to the presence of alien Pokemon from a unique world. Turns out, there are even more aliens from that dimension that we've still yet to encounter. So without further delay, let's begin!
Parallel from the multiverse. UV Wildfire.
Trainers, meet a literal trailblazer. UB Wildfire is a treacherous design along the lines of other dangerous plant life like Pokemon akin to Bramblegast and Scovillain. We found a grove of these Pokemon absolutely decimating the winding woods in Kalos, making short work of another set of deadly trees in the forms of Phantom and Trevenant. Resembling the natural phenomenon of tree trunks that are set on fire from the inside by way of lightning, they not only force other UBs and Pokemon to flee from their damage, but their own kind as well, as these creatures seem to benefit from having the least amount of competition to grow big and strong for themselves. Upon closer inspection, you'll find that the leaves that flitter at the ends of their branches are actually flames, and that the branches are also hollow and used as exhaust pipes to expel methane gas and other dangerous elements. Do you smell that, trainer? The calming and aromatic scent of lavender. Or, well, the closest thing you can remark to on an alien scent. UB Lavender is a tricky little fae that's small in size, but capable of wielding great chaos. We found this UB in the West Province over in Paldea, mingling with Florges and its evolutionary line. On one hand, we've heard trainers remark of its unrelenting kindness, and on the other, people screaming bloody murder waking up in the middle of the night. This Pokemon seems to be incredibly temperamental, its day-to-day mood shifting its unbelievable power. While we're still studying it, it seems this pesky little bugger was using its psychic abilities to wield deceptively tiny spores to incapacitate its victims. Those already of weak constitution seem to be more susceptible to the scent the spores produce. There's a lot more to discover, so stay tuned. Word quickly reached us when the Aether Foundation found another Ultra Wormhole over Akala Island. Last time that happened, UB Lighting, aka Circuitry, was found in the lush jungle of the region. This time, UB Conduit has made the leap, and I surmise that the two must be linked together. This creature is incredibly fast and, while grounded most of the time, able to move at lightning speed when charged up. It uses its tendril-like horns and tails to jack into electric interfaces, and able to extend the length of those appendages at will when carrying excess charge. UB Conduit is seen using its forked brassy tongue to taste the air, finding electrical current at incredibly long distances. It is advised that everyone remain indoors until all sightings of this creature has been caught and tamed. The infrastructure of many cities have gone down in a flash, no doubt thanks to this entity. The Aether Foundation had to create a brand new classification as far as threat level for UB Feeble. The first and only UB so far to earn a rating of threat level -1. Its offensive capabilities are practically non-existent, and it doesn't seem to pose any sort of threat, but they do seem to have incredible defense. Largely in part to its counterweight bottom half that helps keeps it steady. One part Magikarp, another part Wobbuffet, and altogether some sort of strange alien naked mole rat. Reports of mass outbreaks of this creature in embarrassing and compromising situations have brought us a ton of specimens to study. It's hard to call this the worst performing Pokemon as far as metrics, but it's kinda really good at being nearly the worst. When it's not crying for attention, it's kinda cute, so at least it's got that going for itself. The chill you just felt is your psyche amping itself up to protect your spirit. This is just a mere fragment of the power that courses through the incorporeal form of this dangerous specter. UB Dread was found in the Lavender Radio Tower, affecting equipment and likely feeding off spirits that were once resting in the space when it was known as the burial ground for Pokemon in an earlier era of the Kanto region. It took some time to quell the spirit, but only thanks in part to Omnidex Toasty upgrading the Sylphscope with alien tech. We'll need quite some time to understand UB Dread, as it is not cooperative and takes any and every opportunity to attack both my team and I, using a plethora of tricks like manipulating light and shadow. Singular Eye seems to track the movement of everything around it, making it even more harder to get the jump on it. I'm not sure how we can put this spirit to peace, but we'll have information for the deck soon. Whew, Toasty. I think that's enough hunting for today, huh? We usually present 4 Pokemon per broadcast, but today, we're already at 5.
Hold that thought, Professor. There may be one more.
What? Where's the ping coming from?
The Ultra Wormhole. It's opening right above us.
Entorch are an invasive species that ransack whole forests for their nutrients. They stay planted to feed through their arms, but can also digest meals within their furnace-like stomach. A variety of dangerous gases causes chemical reactions within itself that allow it to hover and move from grove to grove. Exposure to the fumes can result in irreversible burns. Nefarious is a mythical Pokemon able to play with their victim's psyche by lulling them with scent, inviting the sweetest of dreams or the most terrifying of nightmares. Millions of spores sprinkle from within their cloak, and are manipulated by psychic energy to spread them into orifices like their victim's eyes or nostrils, sending them into a slumber in an instant. Conductile are rivals with circuitry, of which they climb and try to untangle their ribbons with their sharp teeth to strip them of their electricity. They enjoy chewing on brass and copper to strengthen their own copper tongues and ends. These Pokemon can taste airwaves, and head towards major cities to drain electricity at alarming rates, often seen scaling large radio towers and sunbathing in satellite dishes.
Worshlump, the miserable Pokemon.
Worshlump is a defensive powerhouse, able to withstand powerful moves at the cost of having barely any attack or speed. It is able to tank hits at the cost of it wailing out in pain. Its belly button seems to vibrate on its own, enticing its opponent to hit it like a punching bag, while its entire lower half seems to be encased in metal, helping it keep balance. Researchers are currently at a loss trying to figure out how it evolved to reach this state of being. Its prey may try to look away, but Specterror is able to freeze its opponent with a single glance by fear alone. This Pokemon extends its chain-like arms at incredible range to hook into their prey and reel them back towards its body, at which point they can never leave its grasp. At point-blank range, Specterror stares into their opponent's soul with a singular eye and drains their spirit until only a husk remains. Arceus watches the multiverse from the end of time, while Arceus builds repeating universes at the dawn of creation. This entity watches the multiverse unfold in a void of space inaccessible to Arceus. Both are entirely separate from each other, yet entirely the same being, knowing exactly what will happen from beginning to end.
Registration complete.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching today's episode, trainers. I want to give a shout out to our growing community who helped in so many ways for today's art over at my streams. Don't hesitate to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can join us and get sneak peeks at new content in development. I also want to take this time out to show some massive love to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I've been Professor Bohdi, aka Mr. Bonnie John.
And I've been Toast.
Until next time.